Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Kansas City Royals rebuild here on MLB The Show 23. I hope you guys are ready because we have the biggest episode of all time on deck for today. We've got MLB Draft, the first one in the franchise. We've got All-Star Week, which I don't think we're going to have any participants in, but it doesn't matter. It's still the All-Star game. And we've got trade deadline madness because we are going to be on a fire sale of players. Jordan Lyles, gone. Brad Keller, gone. Scott Barlow, gone. Nicky Lopez, probably stays. Ryan Yarborough, gone. Amir Garrett, maybe gone. Mike Mayers, maybe gone. Chapman, might be gone. Franmil, could be gone. A lot of guys are going to be out the door, okay? We're going to be moving a lot of contracts, a lot of bodies to new places. And I hope you guys are excited. If you are, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. As you can see in the middle of your screen to the left, draft day is in 7 days. So let's get right to it. We are in July 1st. We have a series that we are playing against the Dodgers. We've lost the first game. Let's keep going. Yes, I would like to stop simulating, but we did beat the Dodgers there really quickly. We are into the month of July, as you love to see it. All right, let's go to the coaches' contracts. I don't care. I want to go to the scouting. Okay. Oh, it looks like I fixed it. I don't know how I fixed it, but I fixed it. Yay. Whatever. We have you at 100%. I think we can move on from you and change the prospects. What's this guy do good? This scout, he's scouting first. What's this guy's position? He's a third baseman, so I'm guessing he scouts position guys. Who's a good player that we don't have scouted that I might need to take a look at? This guy could be good. 75 to 99. We got to remember, this is our final chance to figure out any players that we might be intrigued by before the draft. So we got to pick very, very specifically on guys that we might want. This guy, Chad DiMaggio. Ooh, 65 to 99. You know what? I'm going to put him in there. I'm going to take you out because I don't even think I'd take... Whoops. I didn't mean to change. Move to priority 1 for DiMaggio. Change prospect. Let's see. I like Eduardo Corona. I don't think he's going to be on the board when we are up, but I do like him. And I like Mariano Campaneris. He looks pretty good too. At least his potential looks good. I think these two guys are the best players in the class, in my opinion. So let's try to find somebody else. I mean, Kevin Diaz also looks very good as a starting pitcher. And Eldon Williams. Oh, Eldon. There's a couple good players down the board. I will say that. Not super far down the board, but down the board there are some very good players. Felipe Quintana. Babe Lance. Russell Griggs. Who do we put in this list? Benny Petty? I'm not really too sure who we're feeling here. Do we go Sam Rivera, but he's a bullpen arm? I mean, we could use anybody at this point. We're still early in the franchise. Man, I am not really sure who to go with. I'm looking for guys that have a high overall already, like a high overall range. It looks like this is a very good pitcher class. 80 to 94, that's a pretty good range. And then we'll go with you. Oh, we're all the way at the back. I don't want to be there. Who do we scout? Who do we add to the scouting list? Let's go with this guy, Walter Bike. We'll scout him. And that's probably going to be our final scouting before the draft. I don't think we'll have another chance to because the draft is in 6 days. So that should be the final one. Let's simulate the series against the Dodgers and the Twins. The draft is in 2 days. We've got a series against the Guardians. I don't think that we have anybody in the All-Star game. All-Star participants. All-Star voting. So pitchers, we don't have anybody in the top, and that's not very understandable. Shane McClanahan's 10-4. That's crazy. Okay. Relief pitchers, I wouldn't assume we have anybody here either. Closing pitchers, nope. Catchers, Salvi. Salvi's going to make it. He's not going to be starter, and MJ's close too. Okay, so Salvi could make the All-Star game as a backup. I think Adley's going to start. First baseman, Vinny Pasquantino. There we go. Okay, we're finding some things. Second base, nobody. We could have Bobby Witt here if he didn't get hurt for the season. No third base. Shortstop, no shortstops. Left field, no left fielders. Center field, where is Lorenzo? Hey, Lorenzo, to be fair, he didn't even have a contract at the beginning of the season. He wasn't on a team. And he's hitting 226, and he's not in contention, but he's in the top half of the All-Star voting for center fielders. That's pretty impressive. And then right fielders, Fran Mill might make it as a backup. So we have a couple position players that we got to keep an eye out on. That's cool. I didn't think we'd have anybody, to be honest. Let's keep simulating to the draft. Play the Guardians. It's the futures game. Today is draft day. I don't want to skip draft day. So we will sim to the draft. Are you sure you want to advance to the draft? Yes, I do. Go to the draft. This is obviously a new look draft than what it was last season. But let's go add some prospects to the board. So I obviously want to add... I didn't even scout Anthony James. But he's probably going to be gone anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to add you to the queue. You to the queue. We're going to add Brady Nash. We're going to add Kevin Diaz. Eldon Williamson. Ronaldo Ojeda. We got you pretty scouted, so that's good. Benny Wells going to scout, or going to have him added. Who else are we going to have added? Ooh, Portillo looks really good. Okay. Chad DiMaggio, we're still going to add him. We didn't get him fully scouted, but we're still going to add him. Cesar Ortega. Add these guys to the queue. Who else? Who else? Who else? John Powers. There's got to be more guys. Here we go. I know we scouted more guys. That guy's gonna be a project. Is there anybody else that we got close? Benito Lopez, we'll add him just in case, so we have some other guys, some other options. George Cruz, Danny Dietz, Diego Gutierrez. Our draft queue, we got some options. We've got some options, that's for sure. Who else? Ronaldo Ramirez. I think we're going to be doing pretty good in this draft. At least I hope so. Brett Martins. We don't really know his range as close as I would like. We'll put this guy on just because his range is 65 to 99. Just in case. He could be one of those flyer guys that we take. You know, I like to take a flyer on a couple players here and there. And I think that is that everybody? We'll add you. And then we're back to the top. Okay. So I think that is everybody that we possibly could have on the team. So I'm okay with that. That is our draft board. I think that we've got a good mix of guys that we know 100% and are confident with. And a couple guys that we got some flyers on that we could just take as maybe they're good, maybe they're not. I don't know. But I'm excited. Very, very excited. And I quickly want to check and see who kind of on the draft board thinks that is going to go #1. So Eduardo Corona is ranked #1 in the majors on the board. Anthony James is ranked #2. We have the 8th pick in the draft, so we're sitting kind of around the range of like these guys down here. So, all right, let's go to the draft and figure out who is going to be the first pick in the draft. The first 6 picks of the draft have been set via the new MLB draft lottery. Now remember, next season, we're going to be a part of the draft lottery. We'll probably even have a top 3 pick, I would assume, because we're so bad. But we will be at the top of the draft next season. Throughout the draft, the live ticker displays important information like the current round, who is currently on the clock, and which team is up next. When your team is on the clock, you have 4 minutes to draft a prospect. All other teams will have 10 seconds to make their pick. Not giving them much time. And there's no pausing thing, I don't think. Consider bonus demands and interest levels of prospects when making selections. Your goal is to select the best talent available, but also stay within your bonus allotment when it comes to time. When it comes time to sign your draft picks afterwards. If you run out of time while on the clock, the top player from your draft queue will be drafted. If there are no players on your draft queue, a selection will automatically be made for you. If at any point you want to speed up the draft process, press the option button or press the start button, whatever it is. Sim to your next pick or sim the rest of the draft. Okay, here we go. So there, like I said, there is no pausing. This is the first time I've ever done a draft, the new draft system. This is the first series we've done where I've gotten to the draft in this new updated process. So I'm ready to start. Let's start the draft process. The Pirates are up first. Who is gonna go number 1 overall to the Pittsburgh Pirates? It is gonna be, I don't know by his face already, Cesar Ortega, ranked number 5. Wow, he was on our board. I thought we were going to have a possibility to get him. He was ranked 40th on our board. 80 to 85 potential. Number 1 pick in the draft, 22-year-old starting pitcher. Okay, Pirates may be reaching. The number 1 player on the board is still there. Did he just fall to the Nationals? I don't think that's him. That doesn't look like him. He's a hefty boy. Nash. The number 4 ranked prospect, Brady Nash, first baseman. Wow. So are we concerned about the number 1 player in the board falling this far? Very interesting. The Tigers, that might be him. That might be him. He's ranked number 1 on our board, but he's number 2, Anthony James, in the majors. He opted out of his doctor exam. He's a third baseman, 18 years old. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So this guy right here, Eduardo Corona, are we worried about him? I mean, he looks like he's got future power like crazy at second base. His speed is already going to be future projected to be pretty good. He's only 49% interested in signing with us. I mean, does he look like the guy? He could be. He very well could be the top guy. Unfortunately, the guy on our board, the second guy on our board, or the first guy, I should say, on our board, I think got taken already, so that kind of sucks. But we'll figure out who the guys take. So we got Benny Wells, we've got Mariano Campaneris, we've got Albert Rivera, we've got Eldon Williamson, and Eldon Williamson, I think I might have taken him. So the number 3 guy, Mariano Campaneris, looked really good. But now we're up. Now we are up, and we've got to draft a guy. Do we take the number 1 player on the board? He's ranked 2nd on our board. I don't know. I don't know what I've been told. I don't know what I've been told. 54% interest with Eduardo Guzman. Man, this is really, really interesting. Kevin Diaz also looks good, but I mean, this guy's number 1. Oh, he's injured in the doctor exam. That's why he fell. I didn't even see that. He's injured already. Wow. I wonder what his injury is and how long he's out. Because I might want to take him, even though he's injured. But with our first pick, that's probably too risky. I do like Kevin Diaz. I think Kevin Diaz could be the future number 1. He looks very good. His pitch velocity, he throws some gas, has good pitch break. He looks like he could turn out to be pretty good. Ronaldo Ojeda looks like he could be awesome too. I mean, this guy just looks fantastic. So he could also be an option. I'm really torn on what we have. Very, very torn on what we should take here. Very, very torn. I'm not going to take Eduardo Corona because I feel like we could get him a little bit later. I think people will still be scared to take him because he's so injured, or he's already injured. I think I'm either going to take Walter or I'm going to take Kevin Diaz. Those are my 2 options here. I think Kevin Diaz has the potential to be our like a number 1 pitcher, a starting ace. But this guy at first base in the future looks like he's going to be phenomenal. He's got future contact that's amazing. He's got future power that's amazing. He's got future vision and discipline that's amazing. And his contact and power is already pretty good in the present day. I think this guy is the guy. He's 5'10", 21 years old, first baseman. I think he's the guy. But then Kevin Diaz is also here, and I think Kevin Diaz is a good player too. I'm very, very conflicted. He's 21. He's 21. I think I'm going to take Walter. Draft Walter. I think that's who we take. We drafted the future of the franchise. There we go. 75 to 92 potential. 68 to 85 is already his overall. But his numbers just look too good to pass on. So we'll see who goes next. The Rockies are on the clock now. So I don't want to sim to my next pick because I want to kind of see if that pitcher that we were looking at goes. There he goes. He goes the next pick to the Rockies. Oh, I'm so upset that I probably missed out on a stud. I probably missed out on a big-time stud right there. But I couldn't miss out on Walter. I feel like Walter's going to be a phenomenal piece. His stats, I mean, look at these stats. These stats just look phenomenal. Richie Tejada goes. What's our next pick? We have pick 43 in the second round. Okay. I wonder if that first baseman, Eduardo Corona, I wonder if he's going to be there. Because I'll take him in the second round, even though he's injured. Just because he looks really good. Anton Portillo goes. He's 85 to 90 potential. That looks like a really solid player. The Red Sox are up now. Caden Sims gets drafted. He looks pretty decent. He's not good right now, but he could be pretty good. I think we will sim to the next pick right here. So, where did he go? It looks like Corona got taken. Who took him? The Brewers took a flyer on him. Okay. In their first round pick. So, he doesn't fall. So, who's up next? We've got Eduardo Guzman, who I have been intrigued by. Looks very good. He could be our pitcher, and since we passed on the other dude, since we passed on Diaz, he could be our pitcher. Is there a fully scouted board? I wish there was a fully scouted board. Okay, so we've got Eduardo Guzman, I think might be the guy. But we've also got Federico Pinto, who has future potential. That's crazy. Okay. Or future power, that's crazy, I should say. Did I say future potential? I meant future power. Ronnie Dietz? Dietz? I think I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm gonna take Eduardo Guzman. I think he's the best player that we have left on the board. And we needed a pitcher since we didn't get Diaz. So I think that's the best option that we could have had. And now we have a competitive balance round, and did he get taken? So he did. The other guy that we were looking at, what was his name? How did I just forget what his name was? If I see it on here, I might recognize it. Where is it at? Who was the guy that we were just looking at, that we debated on taking? Was it? It wasn't Diego Gutierrez. It was Federico Pinto. That's who it was. Federico Pinto. He got taken by the Guardians. Okay. Now we are into the competitive balance round. And we've got George Cruz, who looks like a speed threat. All right. We don't really know much about him. He looks like a defensive speed guy in the outfield. He's 5'11". Very interesting. And then we got, obviously, Danny Dietz, first baseman, but we already drafted a first baseman, so I'd stay away from Danny Dietz. Cordero. Koji Takahashi. He's got good power versus righties, and he's got good speed. But again, we don't really know much about him. He's ranked a little bit further. I'll keep him. I'll try to remember him, and then maybe we take him a little bit later, because he could be good down the board. I feel like it'd be too much of a stretch if we took him now. This guy's got good potential. Woody Sonnenberg. Rafael Garcia. Andres Acosta. Okay. Oh, he's got good fielding stats. Very interesting. Benito Lopez, George, and we're back to George Cruz. I think George Cruz is the guy. I would say it's Danny Dietz, but we drafted a first baseman with our first pick. So let's take not Danny Dietz. Let's take George Cruz with this pick. He's got the speed, he's got the power versus righties, and he's a switch hitter. Or no, he's not a switch hitter. That's Danny Dietz is a switch hitter, I think. Or maybe no, that's Takahashi. Takahashi's the switch hitter. But George Cruz, we take. That's a good pick. And then we send to our next pick, and we will see if Takahashi's still here. Koji Takahashi is still here. In the third round, I could make an argument to have him on the, to take him. What about this guy? Freddie Hurst. He's a good contact in the future and good speed in the future at center field. But we don't really know much about him, so that stuff could change. Do we take Danny Dietz? He can play catcher as his backup. I feel like just having Danny Dietz on the board is disrespectful because we should be taking him. But also Benito Lopez, but we don't have him scouted very fully. His secondary position is catcher. Let's take Danny Dietz. I think just he's too good left on the board to not take. So we're going to take Danny Dietz, and hopefully Koji Takahashi does not get taken. I don't want him to get taken. I'm even going to put him on the board so I don't forget about him. Add to draft queue. So, and we're going to move Koji Takahashi to the top of the list. There we go. I hope he doesn't get taken. Sim to the next Royals pick. He does get taken. He's off the board. Where did he get drafted to? He got picked by the Dodgers at 105. Darn. I thought Koji Takahashi would be there. We are pick 110 now. And this is just, we go by what we think is going to happen, I guess. Woody Sonnenberg we've looked at, but I don't really think he's got anything that I want. He's got good potential, but I don't think that his stats are what I need to look at. No, not you. Freddie Hurst is a center fielder. We've talked about Freddie Hurst already. Xavier Werner. Do we have any other pitchers on here? I don't think we have any other pitchers on here. I've got to have other pitchers on here, right? Am I all out of pitchers? I think I'm all out of pitchers on my scouted list. That's crazy. There's no more starting pitchers. That's crazy. Relief pitcher. All right, so a relief pitcher we don't know anything about. Who's the guy that we have the most scouted on? Some of these top guys right here. John Maloney. I think we might have to take a flyer on a relief pitcher because I would like to have a relief pitcher. I don't know if he's going to be good. That might have been a bad pick. That might have been a bad pick, but I would like to have another pitcher on the list. So let's go back to our scouted for our players. And what do we have here? We have Werner available. We have Sonnenberg. I just don't think that Sonnenberg has the tools. I mean, look at that. Like, his future numbers aren't that great. I just don't think that. I mean, his potential's good. Yeah, his potential's good. But I don't think that he's got the numbers to take. Unless we use him as a draft or a trade piece. That could be interesting. Huh. I like that. I like that. Let's take Sonnenberg. Use him as a trade piece, probably. And now we are at, what, the final pick in the draft? Yeah, pick 170, our final draft pick. Xavier Werner is here, but he just looks too bad to take. Mark Seaver doesn't really have anything that I'm interested in. Clayton Ingram, Diego Garloba, or Lobo. Let's take Diego Garlobo, third baseman, whatever. Doesn't matter. He can also play first base. So that's our draft. Very interesting. Exit the draft, and now we don't get to know how good our guys are until we get to the signing periods, which is, I think, is in August. But did we take the right guy in Walter Bike? I hope so. I really, really hope so. Let's keep moving on to all-star stuff. We've got the Home Run Derby. I don't think we have anybody in the Home Run Derby. No, we don't. Aaron Judge, Eloy Jimenez, Jose Ramirez, Rafael Devers, Jazz Chisholm, Murakami, CJ Cron, and Brian Edwards. Very interesting. I'm not going to play it. The Marlins have offered me a trade. They want Vinny Pasquantino, and they'll give me Yuri Perez, who I was in on as a potential AAA pitcher. And they'll also give me Xavier Edwards, who is in AA, and he's not playing too well, hitting 250, 13 RBIs. But we'd have to give up Vinny Pasquantino, who made the All-Star team. I'm not going to do that. Sorry, Marlins, but I'm not going to do that. Today is the day we can sign draft picks. All right, here we go. How good are our players? Welcome to the signing big board. Here you'll find the days remaining until the August 1st deadline to sign all draft picks. You'll have access to signing the big board, to the signing big board every 3 days. The signing big board allows you to focus on 3 draft picks at a time. Draft picks added to your board continue to gain interest in scouting progress every 3 days. Higher prioritized draft picks gain additional interest. When you are finished with your signing big board, select advance to finalize your 3-day signing plan. You also have the option to skip signing and set it to auto. So priority number 1 has to be our number 1 pick, obviously, Walter. Prospect signing board will gain interest. Okay, so he has to be our number 1. So press X on a prospect to see their options. You unlock the ability to send a contract out to a prospect once they sign 50%, or once they reach 50% interest on signing with your team. Offers can also be sent on the last day of the signing period, sign deadline, regardless of the prospect's interest level. Okay. You can also switch a prospect's priority slot or remove them. So we gain after 50%, so we can offer a contract to Walter. It's time to decide the bonus amount to offer this draft pick. Keep in mind the bonus allotment is used to sign all of your draft picks. So we have $10.74 million. To help with the bonus offers, Major League Baseball suggests a draft pick value, slot value, for each pick. These slot values are determined by the round and pick number a prospect is selected in the draft. So we drafted him, what, number 8? So he's going to want a lot of money. Your draft pick also has their own bonus demands. Adjustment to the bonus offer will affect their interest in signing with your team, so we can move the left stick to adjust the offers. If your draft pick doesn't accept a bonus offer before the signing deadline, you will lose them and the slot value amount that was assigned to that draft pick. So we just lose the money? Okay. So they suggest that we pay him 5.44 because that's the slot value that we took him at pick 8. So let's not go there right away because that'd be half of our budget right away. So let's go to, he's 59% interested in signing with us. So let's go to 4.84 or 4.94. Submit the offer. He has decided to sign with the Royals. Our number 1 pick is here. Let's go. That's big. That's big. So priority number 1 now goes to Eduardo Guzman. Priority number 2 goes to George Cruz, and priority number 3 goes to Danny Dietz. So let's sign you. He's not going to cost too much, so we will we'll move it to 1.4. He has decided to sign with the Royals. We got Guzman, perfect. George Cruz, we don't have a lot of money left, but luckily the contracts are getting a little cheaper. We'll go 7.47. He's declined it. George Cruz. Wow, okay. And Danny Dietz, we'll give him 7.67. He's signed. Danny Dietz is here. You love to see it. Then we'll go Garlobo, and we'll go with Sonnenberg next. So who can we sign with you? Let's bump this up to 331 for Garlobo, and he signs. Woody Sonnenberg, 387. He signs. So really, George Cruz is just being picky. Just being picky. We can't offer John Maloney a contract either because he's not 40% interested. So that's everybody. Finalize the signing plan. We got the guys though. We got the guys. And it's All-Star game time. View the schedule, do the All-Star game, play the All-Star game. We are only going to play with our boys. So we'll go in here. It's in Seattle. Quick counts are on. We don't have a pitcher. Understandable. Not a big deal. But we do have a couple guys on the bench. Franmil makes it, so we'll play with Franmil. Vinny Pasquantino makes it, so we'll play with Vinny. And we should have... Where's he at? Did Salvador not make it? Salvador Perez is not on the team. What? He was like second in the All-Star voting. Did he get passed at the last second by Eric Haas? Or Cal Raleigh? What happened? I don't see Salvador Perez on here. That's insane. All right, whatever. We don't have Salvador Perez, but we do have Fran Mill, and we do have Mr. Vinny Pasquantino.
Gotta love the All-Star festivities. Always a great show. We'll be back to get this thing started after this. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. MLB The Show brings you the MLB All-Star Game. It's the National League All-Stars taking on the American League All-Stars. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Singy, always special when we get together to call the All-Star Game.
Well, we've done a lot of these together, and sometimes you come in and think, ho-hum, another year. But once you look and you see these All-Star players, their uniforms on, them interacting with one another, you realize just how special it is. It's going to be a great one tonight.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. All right, ready to go here.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the All-Star Game, but we are not going to be playing it. We are just going to be simulating until we get to our guys. So we will see. Now we've got... I should have taken out Chris Sale. That's my fault. I forgot which team I was on. So let's put in Shane McClanahan. And then we will go with a pitching change here to Jacob deGrom. Freddie Peralta comes in. Carlos Rodon steps up. All right, now we're getting into the time where we need to add our guys. So pitching change. Christian Javier goes in. All right, let's start pinch hitting some guys. So catcher Adley Rutschman comes out for Cal Raleigh. And we will swing him. Edwin Diaz comes in. And then we will pinch hit for Cedric Mullins will be Mike Trout. Don't know how Mike Trout didn't start the All-Star game. Okay, maybe that's sacrilege. I don't know. Pinch hit Bo Bichette for Corey Seager. And he walks. Pinch hit Aaron Judge for Fran Mill. And now we get to jump in with Fran Mill and maybe do some damage here. We got runners on first and second with one out. We are down by 2, and Fran Mill sends that into the right field side, but it is caught, unfortunately, by Nick Castellanos. So that's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. We go back to the quick managed side of things, and we will pinch hit Eloy Jimenez with Yordan Alvarez. And he walks, so the bases are loaded for Rafael Devers. Good for him. And it's a pitching change, and it's a fielder's choice. Inning is over. I didn't see that coming. Pitching change. We'll bring in Jordan Romano. And then Vladdy comes in, and this should be Pasquantino. Yes. Vinny Pasquantino will step up. 2-1 count to him against Devin Williams in the bottom of the 8th. Come on, big Vinny. I shouldn't have pulled the PCI down. I really shouldn't have. That's unfortunate. Devin Williams will give me a pitch to hit. Vinny sends that to shortstop. It's fielded, and it is out. So, unfortunately, our guys are not doing too well in the All-Star game. Kyle Tucker, but he won't be up because we're going to pitch hit Kyle Tucker at the DH spot with whoever has the best power available, which is probably going to be Eric Haas. Yeah, it's Eric Haas. So Eric Haas will come in and pinch hit. He will walk. Brandon Lowe will be brought in for Andres Jimenez. Pitching change, an error gets him on base. Cal Raleigh comes in, but we could pinch hit Cal Raleigh for another catcher. No, we don't need to. So we will swing. He grounds out, but he moves the guys. Mike Trout comes in. 3-run homer for Mike Trout. You love to see it. We lead now. And a pitching change. Let's bring in Clase to kind of shut the door on the homies. Emmanuel Clase, we obviously are very familiar with Clase from our time in Cincinnati last year on MLB The Show 22. He just fouled off that slider. I don't know how he had a piece of that. Christian Walker. He stares at a cutter. How do you stare at that cutter? That's crazy. The audacity to stare at that cutter. We'll throw the gas right by him. Here comes the fastball. Seager's going to have to make the play. Why didn't the third baseman? I know he was playing the bag pretty tightly, but why didn't he try to make the play? Come on, Devers. That was a lot closer to you than it was to Seager. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. 1-1 count to Nick Fortes, and he's swinging right past the fastball. He could not handle the heat. Here comes the slider. He got caught swinging. That was enough. Clase strikes out the first guy. Now it's Trace Thompson, who is a guy that I'd be interested in bringing to the Royals. Kind of an underrated guy, although he did make the All-Star game. Kind of an underrated player. And that's going to be a walk. How do you take that slider? The discipline on these guys is outrageous. Here comes Ellie De La Cruz making an All-Star team. Good for him. We know about him from the Reds as well. Good for Ellie. And it's lefty-lefty. I don't like this matchup, so I'll throw the fastball. And that's got double play written all over it. Seager to second. But Ellie's got too much speed, so it's a fielder's choice. And a runner on third for Travis d'Arnaud. 1-2 count to him. And Clase gets him looking. The American League wins. Dusty Baker, the manager. Thanks to Mike Trout's 3-run homer in the bottom of the 8th, I think it was. He hit the 3-run homer. The American League gets the W. Clase shuts it down. Jordan Romano gets the win. Mike Trout came in, had 2 hits and a home run. That's crazy. He should have been starting, arguably. But we did it. We win the All-Star game, and the Cubs have offered me a trade. Christian Franklin for Scott Barlow. Okay, I'm intrigued. I am looking to trade Scott Barlow. So this would be a straight-up swap. Center field prospect, 61 overall, 23 years old. He's doing okay at Double-A. His stats are not amazing right now. He's got decent contact for a Double-A hitter. Decent speed. You know what? I'm not going to do this deal. I think we can get a better player for Scott Barlow. Maybe that's naive of me to think that we can get a better player, but I think that at least we'll try to get a better player. So the All-Star stuff we don't have to care about. Now it's time to sign draft picks again. We've only got 2 guys to sign. Well, we've only got 1 guy to sign because he's still not interested. George Cruz, we don't have much more money we can offer you, but we've got to offer you a good amount of money. So let's go straight to 918. No. Let's go 883 or 833. He's decided to sign with us. We get George Cruz. Perfect. And now we will have to wait on John Maloney because he's still not ready to come here. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with what we got. We got a series against the Rays, and we lose 2 of the 3. So John Maloney, finally we can offer him a contract, and we will jump it to a 580 is fine. He's declined 580? John, what are we talking about here? Wow, okay. I didn't think he declined 580. The allotment was 540 something, I think. They're still trying to get Scott Barlow. Who's their closing pitcher? Oh, it's a 69 overall Brandon Hughes. I understand why they're trying to get Scott Barlow now. Who are they willing to give me? Bryce Ball, who is a 24-year-old, 63 overall, C potential first baseman. And then they're trying to give me a Reginald Preciado. I don't want either of those guys. Sorry, Chicago. Are we about to sweep the Detroit Tigers? That's crazy. Okay, John. You're at 56%. I'll bump it up to 662. Thank you. Finally. That is every single prospect signed by us. You love to see it. We've got some extensions we got to make. Do we have anybody interesting on the trade block? Christian Arroyo. No, not particularly. I mean, there's a few interesting names, but nothing like that screams craziness. Of course, we don't sweep the Tigers. Today's the last design draft picks. I think we signed everybody, right? Yeah, we signed everybody. We don't need to worry about it. No more draft picks. We're all good. We are all good. Austin Charles sustained an injury, broken leg. Austin Charles injured. Man, we are getting hit by the injury bug a lot. More draft picks to sign. We don't have to care about that. Trade deadline. The Cubs are still offering me, guys. Owen Casey. Nope, I don't want you. Sorry. I really do think that I can get other guys. Today is the trade deadline. Here is where we go, boys. It's go time. We are about to complete the fire sale. Let's go make some trades. Starting pitchers. Look at this team. Bobby Witt's injured. We just lost Austin Charles. Brady Singer is hot right now, which is good. Jordan Lyles is hot right now, which is good because we're going to trade him. He's 4 in freaking 13. He sucks. What can we get back for Mr. Jordan Lyles? Can we get prospects back for him? We probably could. What about all? We can get Jordan Westberg from the Orioles. Christian Arroyo. So nobody with A potential? That's very interesting. Okay, okay. I might have to make my own trade. Let's see what I can create here. So starting pitchers. Probably want to get one back since we're trading one away. But we're probably only going to be able to get one guy back. Since that's kind of what the suggested trades were saying, is we were probably only going to be able to get one guy back. So could it be a Taj Bradley? It could be. It could be. Maybe. What about a Ricky Tiedemann? Or Tiedemann? Could be him as well. He's 5-2 with a 3.64 ERA in AAA. All right, that'd be a good prospect. He's a top 50 guy. We don't have any of those top 50 guys right now. Daniel Espino. We know about him from the Reds. I think, right? Or was that another series I did? I can't remember exactly. Logan Allen from the Guardians. He just debuted in the majors, didn't he? Or something like that? I think. You know what? No, because he's already 24. Is he really going to be that good by then? By next season or something? And he's not having that good of a year anyway, so let's not get Logan Allen. What about Gavin Williams, though? Okay. Gavin Williams, 23-year-old, 70 overall for Jordan Lyles, and I'll throw in somebody else. I'll throw in a David Newcomb, and I'll throw in a Guillermo Quintana, and you'll say that is a good deal. New starting pitcher prospect Gavin Williams makes his way to the team. All right, and the Guardians get Jordan Lyles, who is not good. Thank you very much for that. But I think our next player, Ryan Yarborough, has to get traded for a guy who can be in the major league team, the rotation. I don't think we can afford to trade all of our guys for young prospects. We probably do need to trade a guy for somebody who's major league ready, like a Reed Detmers, but unfortunately Reed has too much potential. So how about the Mariners? No, not really. Nobody on the Rangers. Nobody on the Braves. Not Mike Soroka. I would be curious about Ian Anderson. I could hear talks about Ian Anderson. I'll give you Daniel Lynch, another starting pitcher that I'm not too keen on. And we'll also give you... actually, Jimmy Govern's been playing pretty well, but he's kind of old and I don't really want him. Logan Porter. We'll give you Logan Porter. That moves it through. Ian Anderson, welcome to the Kansas City Royals. He falls into the rotation. You love to see it. And he's not making too much money. And he's got arbitration for a few seasons. So we've got him locked down. We've got him locked down. So that's 3 A potential pitchers plus Asa Lacy plus Gavin Williams, who we just added. The pitching team, or the pitching rotation, looks a lot better now. Brad Keller will head to the... Ooh, is this where we get Yuri? I could try to get Yuri. I'll see what I can do. I don't know if I have the assets to be able to do it, but I will toss it out there. How about Lamar Baker? They aren't interested in Lamar Baker. Are they interested in Blanco? I wouldn't think so. Ooh, they're interested in Fletcher Woodard. Are we interested in Fletcher Woodard? Who else? Matias doesn't do it. Tucker Bradley. They are interested in Fletcher Woodard for some reason. Oh, they're not interested. Wait, does that say that for him? Yeah, they're not interested in this deal. That's crazy. What about if I did this? They're not interested in completing this deal at the moment. That's insane. Okay. I didn't think they could say that. What about if I... Who else could I throw in the deal that would make them interested? Both my shortstops are injured. That's crazy. Hold on. Let me take out Fletcher. And let me take out Brad Keller. What do they have for us, for Yuri Perez? Mazzucato, Prado, and Edward Alvarez? Okay, Yuri Perez, probably a little bit too much. Can't get him. But what about if we go for Andrew Painter? Okay, hardly know her. No, probably not going to be able to get him. Mackenzie Gore? No. Justin Dunn's a little too old at this point. Quinn Priester, Kumar Rocker. Very interesting. 2 decent pitching prospects. For Brad Keller is... Yeah, so it just seems like they don't want Fletcher Woodard for some reason. I don't know why... I don't know why they're hating on him for some reason. It just makes no sense to me, but whatever. We'll see if they want... Do you want Dante Williams? You want Lamar Baker? They don't want Drew Lloyd. Jimmy Govern. Camargo doesn't push it through. Massey, no. There's got to be somebody. Is there a relief pitcher? There's no relief pitchers that you want? I know I don't have that much depth at relief pitcher, but, I mean, come on. They want Frank Mazzucato. I don't want to give up Frank Mazzucato. Sorry. Nick Lofton, Lorenzo Kane doesn't even move it. Man, I thought I had something there. I mean, we could trade Keller for Priester, I guess. This is tricky. This is very, very tricky to try to find the right trades to get value back plus save our money. A lot of A potential pitchers for the Dodgers. Bobby Miller. Okay, Bobby. Oh, Bobby. How does Bobby Miller fit into this? What is it with Fletcher Woodard? Why does nobody want him? It's weird. Drew Lloyd. Nobody wants Drew Lloyd either. Man, this is crazy. Everybody's saying they're not interested. I don't think Bobby Miller is the guy. I was hoping that Brad Keller would have a little bit more value than what he does, but it seems like he doesn't. There is no... I don't think there's any player that we have that would get us Kyle Harrison, so that sucks. Because Kyle Harrison could be really good for us. The Yankees, Luis Gil. Oh, they have budget restrictions? Yeah, they can't take on that contract, that's for sure. There's Taj Bradley. We've already been around these guys before. I don't really know what we do. I want to trade him for another pitcher because obviously I want to replenish our pitching depth. So we got to try to trade him for somebody who could be good. Luis Garcia. Can't get Reed. Who could we get? Who could we get? There's got to be some person out there that is a viable option for us. Ranger Suarez, 27-year-old pitcher, 9-8 on the season. That could be something, I guess. That definitely is something. 27 for Justin Steele. Freddie Peralta's 26, and he's 10-2. Jeez, Freddie Peralta having a crazy year. I don't think that there's anybody. I don't think there's anybody that I could get. I'm not 100% sure. Let's keep looking. I kind of want to get Kyle Harrison. I think he'd be really cool to get. I just don't think we have enough to move back in return for them. I don't think we have a guy that they would want that I'd be willing to move on from. Like, I'm not giving up Salvador. Yeah, Kyle Harrison's probably off the board, unfortunately. But who is a guy? I mean, we could get like Quinn Priester or Kumar Rocker. Obviously, those are both options. I just, I wanted to get both of them, and I don't think that I can get both of them. Quinn Priester is younger by a year. He's 0-1. He's pitched one game so far, 5 innings. He kind of got rattled. Is there somebody else I could add? I don't know. I just want to try to maximize the amount of value that I'm getting. Is there a bullpen guy that you could throw me? Yuri De Los Santos? What about a hitting prospect? There's got to be one of those. Luis Angel Acuna? Isn't this, this is Ronald Acuna's brother, I think. If I give you Donta Williams, you'll say you're definitely interested in that deal. So that's an interesting trade that we just made right there. Anthony Volpe's on the Pirates now? So that's all the starting pitchers that we needed to move on from. I think our pitching looks a little bit better now. I'm happy with it. Let's go and trade Scott Barlow because I don't want him anymore. But who is the closing pitcher? Camilo Doval? Probably. He's probably the guy. Freddie Furman? Do we want Freddie Furman? Is he hitting well in Double-A? Not really. And how about Jimmy Govern? Jimmy Govern does move it through, but Tyler Tolbert does too. So let's go. Let's give them. What about Gene Ramirez? Gene Ramirez gets it done. What about Fletcher Woodard? Why does nobody want Fletcher Woodard? That's crazy. Camilo Doval, welcome to the team. Who could I give up? Nobody wants Fletcher. Why has he got like that stank on him? What's going on? Camilo Doval to the team. He is our new closing pitcher. Bullpen guys, do we need to get another bullpen arm? I mean, we're not going to make the playoffs, so it's not like we need to get an arm for the postseason. That's not what we have to worry about. I don't really know. I don't think we need to trade for any bullpen arms. I'm fine with what the bullpen looks like for this season. We can adjust that as the seasons go on. But is there any other hitting prospects or hitting players that I want to move on from? Camargo, I definitely want to move on from. I don't think he has any sort of value. So we'll go to third baseman. And we'll see, is there a single third base prospect that we could acquire for Camargo? I don't think it's going to happen, but we can certainly ask around. We can call around the league. We can ask. Maybe it's Jacob Berry. Probably not Jacob Berry. Maybe it's Mark Vientos. Probably not, because the Mets have no money. Maybe it's Brady House. Maybe it's good old Brady. 19-year-old B potential third base prospect. I'd have to give them somebody else, like maybe a bullpen guy. No, nobody in the bullpen probably. Who do I have to give them? No, they don't want Drew Lloyd. Oh, but they'll take Lamar Baker. Not Blanco, though. They won't take Woodard for some reason. I still don't understand the whole thing about Woodard. I don't understand why nobody wants him. But they'll take Lamar Baker. Is Brady House valuable enough for me to give up Lamar Baker and Tyler Tolbert and Camargo? I mean, Camargo we don't care about. I think he is. Brady House, welcome to the team. Another good third base prospect. Now making too much money. And now, who else is making... Do we capitalize on Franmil being an all-star? I think we might, because he might have the highest value that he's ever going to have. So, we should probably capitalize on him. And we could bring in Seiya Suzuki, who's 28, who's older than Franmil. Let's see... Lars Newbar, maybe? 25. I definitely think we have to capitalize on the all-star-ness of Franmil Reyes. So let's see. Who is the guy? Who do we bring in for him? Teoscar Hernandez... Teoscar, but he's a free agent. We could possibly sign him in the free agency period. Bryce Harper would be awesome. I don't really want to get Bryce Harper. Joey Meneses, but he's 30. There's not really a whole lot of young, good prospects in the right field, is there? Chase DeLauder. I want to have something where we don't have to give back players, because I'm running out of prospects. I'm running out of people to give back. I'm trading my whole team here. Who is the guy? Zach Veen? Zach Veen at B potential is probably the front runner right now. I think he might be the front runner to acquire. What about this guy? Miguel Blice? Okay. Matthew Barefoot, no. Let's see. There's got to be somebody here that just piques the interest so much that I can't pass up on him. Joey Weimer, Tristan Lutz, Heston Kierstad. I mean, Heston Kierstad is very good, but he's 24. What was Zach Veen's 21? 65 overall, and Zach Veen's already 69 overall, so I'm intrigued by this. And if I give them you, then we have some talking to do. Franmil headed to the Rockies. We capitalize on his hotness, and we bring in Zach Veen. That's some big trades, and I probably need to sign some players to fill out the AA team. But the pitching rotation now looks a little different. Ian Anderson will come in and pitch. Let's see. We'll probably have to call some people up. We'll have to call some starting pitchers up. Asa Lacy's not ready just yet. Gavin Williams isn't even on a team. Let's see. Who is ready? Because we've only got 3 starting pitchers to go with. I think we give... Is Asa Lacy ready? He's only in AA, though. But he is a 70 overall. And we liked him in our prospect showcase. And we like Dylan Lesko, too. I think I'm going to give Asa Lacy the shot. We'll give Asa Lacy the shot, and we'll give Gavin Williams the shot. Or, not Gavin Williams, Dylan Lesko, I meant. Those 2 guys will be called up and put in the rotation. Those are some big deals. That's a big deal right there. Asa Lacy pitches against the Mets at home. That'll probably be the next game that we play. And if we go to the lineup, what's the bullpen looking like? We didn't change the bullpen, so it should still be the same. Yeah. It's still not very good, but it'll get better over time. And then the lineup, we can move. They have Zach Veen up here. They have Acuna up here. I don't really want Acuna up here. Lorenzo Cain starting center fielder. Isbell and Kelnick, that's fine. But they have Acuna up here. I don't want him up here. I want him in AA. That's fine. That's fine. We can actually move Charles up to AAA. Oh, I can't? I thought I could do that before or while he was still injured. We don't need all of these second basemen here. Michael Massey will move down to AAA. Did he play all? He played here 23 games. Okay, that's fine. Samad Taylor stay up here, though. First baseman will be fine there. Catchers were fine there. Closing pitchers were good. We got a lot of bullpen arms, although Josh Taylor we don't really need. Let's move Josh Taylor down to AAA. That's fine. Cool, 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 cool. And then we got the pitchers. So we still have guys that we could... We still have space, obviously. We need to sign some players to fill out the roster. Yoshinobu Yamamoto still here, so we'll sign him. Another pitcher, Victor Samuel? Sure, Victor Samuel. Or maybe Joey Lucas. No, Victor Samuel. That's not Victor Samuel. There we go. Victor Samuel, welcome in. We'll grab another catcher probably, if there's one that doesn't have deep potential. Is there not a single catcher that doesn't have deep potential? What are we doing here, guys? I mean, Stefan Guzman doesn't. We'll take you. We'll grab another first baseman to play in the minor leagues. We'll grab Willard Bentley. We'll grab a second baseman. D. Strange Gordon's here. Satchel Wilson. We'll grab Satchel. Here we go. We'll grab a third baseman. Raul Lopez. Maybe. DJ Stewart. Mike Moustakas. Oh, the Moose. Did we bring the Moose back? He was a part of that team. You know what? We got to bring the Moose back. I'll pay him a little bit of money. I'll pay him $1 million. A cool million. A longer contract. He wants a longer contract? Moose. Moose. Okay, we just bumped up 500,000. So Moose comes back to the team. We might as well just bring back everybody that was on that team. Not Andrelton Simmons. No, not you. Not you. Jackson Flores. Who's this guy? This guy's 18 years old. Left fielders. Masataka Yoshida. Randy Laird, Kevin Robinson, Junior Franco. There's Justin Upton, Jacob Hayward. Eloy Fernandez has A potential. Whoa, hello, Eloy. I know he's 27, but that could be something. Lou Walls has B potential, center fielder. And then in the right field, Justin Williams. Burl Dixon, what a name that is. Jefferson Encarnacion. Coleman McAlpin, 18-year-old B potential. Okay, there's some decent players in free agency there. We bring in some guys to fill out the depth, and now we can Ooh, Yamamoto's a top prospect. Look at that. Now we can maybe call up some other guys to the big leagues. So we will have... Lou Walls is the highest rated center fielder that we have. That is insane. We will call up... Probably... We have to have... Who's playing shortstop for us? Probably Nicky Lopez, actually. We will call up... You know what? Let's keep Michael Massey up here. I wasted a thing for him. I'm sorry. But we'll keep Michael Massey up here. Who else? Who else? Nick Prado? Is Nick Prado get called up? Maybe. Nobody in the bullpen. Yamamoto's a 74 overall at AA. Our AA team is going to be very good. Our AA team is going to be very, very good. I want McAlpin in AA because he's got B potential. We're going to have to move some guys down, though. Let's not move you. Let's move Alec Marsh to Class A. And let's move Christian Chamberlain to Class A. That's fine. Where's Moose at? Is Moose on the team? Mike Moustakas. There he is. You know what? Moose, get on the team. I don't care. You're not good. You're not good at all, really. But you're a former Royal. You're a former champion. Get on the team, Moose. I know you suck. But we already got... I mean, we got freaking Lorenzo Cain back, so why not? And Elijah Green could get called up. Elijah Green might get called up at... what's it called? He might get called up at freaking... September is what I was trying to think of. Let's move you there. And let's move you there. And then we just need to bring in one more guy from AAA probably. And it might have to be Nick Prado. I do think Nick Prado is good. Let's just move Nick Prado to the big league club. Let's move somebody up from AAA. I guess we don't have to. We don't have to move somebody up from AAA, but we could. We could move Olivares up to AAA. And then we'll move the Class A guy up to AA, and that's everything. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. That is our deadline. I think I'm done. The budget now is $68 million. We freed up a lot of cap space, traded a lot of players, a lot of our starting pitchers, all of our starting pitchers that were playing bad. And this is the rotation that we ended up with. It's not going to be good, but we're not trying to be good. We are not trying to be good, and we've got some good players on the bench, some good young guys on the bench. Right field. Are we going to start Zach Veen? No. We're going to start, it's MJ in right field. So who's this? This is DH. So who do we want to have our DH? Jared Kelenic probably? Yeah. Kelenic can be our DH. No, maybe Moose. No, let's make it Moose. Mike Moustakas will be the DH. And that is what the team looks like headed into the next episode. I will simulate past the trade deadline. And in the next episode, we will play the debut, the Major League debut of Asa Lacy in the next episode. I know I said the same thing twice. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Cup. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. If you did enjoy it, I hope you did. In the description, there is links down below for the link to this playlist. If you want to go back and check out anything that I've done so far in the Royals that you may have missed. Or if you want to go check out my other channels, you can feel free to do that. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.